All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 12th General Meeting of the Decentralized AI Agent Alliance. Uh, we are also celebrating our 1 year anniversary. We formed DAIAA in January of 2025, had our first general meeting in February, so this is the 12th general meeting. And as always, we start with the mission, just so we all remember. And the mission is to foster the development and proliferation of decentralized AI agents through education, activism, research, and events. Real quick, same agenda as we always have. We'll start with a membership update, go into a general DAIA update, get some quick updates from subgroup heads, and then I'll turn the floor over to our guest. We've got a great guest today, Vicky Fu from BlockRun, who's going to talk about some super interesting stats about the X402 in December. And then we'll finish. My guess is we'll still have plenty of time for an open discussion about what anybody wants to talk about, for the last 20 minutes or so. Real quick, on the membership side, we're up to 131 project members. That's up two in the last month, and 45 individual members, which is up four, so 176 total members. And if we have any new members here, and I'll start actually with our featured guest is actually also a new member. So we'll start with Vicky, and if there's anybody else here who's new to the group and would like to introduce themselves, that'd be great. So we'll start with
Hey,
Vicky.
hey, hello everyone. Thank you for your time. My name is Vicky. I was a data science director for Circle for 3 years before this. Right now, I'm doing a project named BlockRun to using USDC actually access a large language model and other agents on chain. Look forward to the presentation and hope to learn from you.
Terrific. And also, I looked at your background as well. I mean, that we could probably hold a whole session on data science at Circle, but also, Circle wasn't the first place where you were a data scientist. When you just real quick.
Yeah, I built the whole data science team 2021. There has great ride for 3 years. C Circle IPO 2025 is amazing. I'm super exciting for programmable money, and that's where it's lead to my mission. Build a block run to see this actually make another innovation.
Yeah, programmable money, X402. I'm excited for your presentation. So thanks. Is there anybody else? Lindsay?
Okay. Yeah, I got my hand raised. Hi. My name's hey. My name's Lindsay Walker. I've been meaning to come to one of these for a while. I work for Hashgraph, Hedera Hashgraph. I also work with Ty. If anyone has met him before, I just came back from parental leave, but I'm sort of managing our project where we're developing an AI agent kit. So we right now we have software development kits to develop agents that work with Hedera in JavaScript and Python, but in this coming year, I'm really interested in moving towards agentic payments. I'd love to work with this group, especially we can make it possible to make those payments, but understanding how we create an ecosystem and a marketplace where people accept those payments is also really important.
Cool. Thanks, Lindsay. And Ty's been a great member. I'm not sure if he's on the call today, but he's been an active member, has really contributed a lot. So happy to have additional folks from Hedera here. Anybody else want to quickly introduce themselves? Going once, going twice. Okay, cool. Let's see. Go back to the slide. Let's see. Hold on a minute. Okay, now I'm struggling to get back to the slides. Give me one sec. Hmm.
Do you talk about my slide? I can share from my side, or you talk about other slides.
Now, can you see my slide?
Right now you are showing blue screen with the list of members and those number statistics.
Okay, let's see. Hmm. Yeah, I am not sure. Sorry, hold on just a second. I got into some other part of when I go to the share button. So I'm going to pause the recording for just a second. No reason to capture this. Okay, there we go. Okay, so welcome back. Had a little a technical difficulty there. But real quick, before we turn it over to our featured guest, Vicky, I want to talk about the general DAIA updates. The next showcase is January 19th. So far, we only have one person showcasing, a temporary AI. And so if any of our members have an AI agent that they'd like to showcase, let us know. Just email me and we'll set you up to showcase on the 19th. And then our next general update is again the first Monday of February, February 2nd. And we've already lined up a great featured guest from Masari, Chris Davis, who's one of the guys, one of the part of the team who wrote their State of AI report, decentralized AI, in December of 2025. So last month, I thought it was the most exhaustive report I've read to date yet on decentralized AI. So kudos to the Masari team and excited to have him here next month. Um, and we will, for the moment, pass over the subgroup updates because I don't think there was a lot going on in December with the subgroups. And so, again, we'll finish it off with an open discussion. But now I would like to turn it over to our featured guest for the day, Vicky Fu with BlockRun. Vicky?
Yeah, I'm trying to share my right screen. All right. Can you
Yep.
see my screen? Um,
Awesome.
all right. Um, Yeah, so this is the presentation I made about X42. I post on social media, x.com. That's where uh, a lot find me. Thank you for having me. My name is Vicky. We are being deep in X42 ecosystem, build this up, track on-chain data, and we see there's a tremendous traction. So this is what I want to share and learn from you guys. All right.
Yeah. And also, Vicky, I'm sorry, but before you were doing machine learning at Circle, you were doing machine learning where?
Uh, Before I doing data science machine learning in Circle, I
Yep.
was uh, the data science director in Capital One for 2 years for fraud detection, and before that, I was a machine learning engineer in Microsoft for 6 years. So I'm really big
Yeah.
passion about how AI can help.
No,
Thank
super
you.
impressive background. So,
Thank you for letting me share this. So the quick context about X42 for people who are new to this, 97 last HTTP actually leave this a part of the status code allow machine payable web, but it never worked because credit card cannot handle micropayment. So that's where it has been leave as idle right now. Stablecoin on chain actually can enable this. X42 is the protocol actually helps programmable pay as use cases. So no API key, no subscription, just a wallet, pay wallets. So that's where we view AI payment is coming. So we are really exciting and review last month's data. And so we have the um, 36 million transaction, 7.5 million USDC volume, and about 64,000 buyers and 10,000 seller. This is a functional two-side marketplace and not just a few wallet tested out. And we see that more than 1,000 domain actually built on up. 700 actually have real use cases and the transactions, mean more than half of the registered service are generate revenue. So we actually see this is more promising than general L2 chains because this quicker ecosystem build up. Any question?
Yeah, where are they? You said registered. Where are they registered?
Uh, I have the whole paper I share on the on my x.com. So if you can find my x.com, you can see the detail how I collect data. That's a really good question. So X42 actually made by Coinbase, they have a facilitator allow people to register their more metadata because this is um, um, on-chain payment for on-chain parties, money transfer, but much more rich metadata was captured with the facilitator. So I have a cron job run hourly basis to capture all the transaction details for who pay who and for what. So that's where I'm super excited to see this. Yeah. So when I see the detailed transaction is actually validate the thesis 76% of service price between 1 cent to 10 cents. Median price is just 1 cent. This is not possible with Stripe because they charge 30%, 30 cents for fee when you make a single transaction. That's where the beauty about on-chain payment because they actually can make this micropayment as a real scenario. Um, so when we look at what's really happening there, what's really people are building is more data and AI service representing more than half of the endpoints. So we see that as all real use case, the infra, on-chain analytics, API calls, large language model inferencing. All those are really legit use cases allow agent to consume knowledge. Uh, I pause here to see if anyone have a question for this.
Yeah, and anybody in the audience, feel free to if you've got a question, Lindsay.
I was just wondering, like, what sort of things do you see micropayments being useful for? Like, the one thing top of mind for me is just purchasing data, right? If we have an agent that needs data, but are there any other use cases you've seen for micropayments?
Yeah, Ryan, a really good question. Purchase data, like I see some people are selling Twitter, X.com, social network data. Right now, BlockRun, what I'm building is a large language model pay as you go. So basically, you can access all the ChatGPT, Gemini, Nano Banana with USDC payment. So I think is a straightforward use cases because people just generally have a wallet that can switch around all the models right now on the market and do all the comparison rather than set up an account. Because when you set up account, you have to do payment, prepay like a $5 or $10 to in order to use it, and you need a credit card. For AI agent, we don't expect to those have the credit card. So this is a pure permissionless to access intelligence service. Eric.
Vicky, for coming on. Within that data bar, do you have any details? What type of data? Is it off-chain data, on-chain data? Is it Web3 data? Is it financial data, financial services? Is it security, wallet risk assessment data? Is it agents buying data to train models versus just data for reporting?
Hey, Eric,
Um,
you might be helpful for Vicky too to know what you're doing.
Oh yeah. Yes. Yeah, my company is called Bloxy. And we connect off-chain data to blockchain. So we help companies verify what's real, what's true. And we also provide the payment rails for agents so that if agents are selling data, they have the Web3 payment rails to do that or Web2 payment rails. So that's what we're working on at Bloxy.
That's fantastic. I think it's right on the point. So definitely, I see all spectrum of the use cases. I actually with BlockRun because I already captured those data. I actually show a catalog on my website. If you go to blockrun.ai, for the discover part actually show all different models, different agents and also models run. I see Off-chain data actually a big portion because people selling like Twitter data and Reddit data that's off-chain, and also people do like a fraud risk detection, be able to see if you do like a assessment risk assessment as a service for the code or run. So that's all different use cases because the micropayment exactly right scenario for handle those.
Okay. Thanks for that. Yeah, it's really interesting work you're doing. Would love to see as many details as possible within those top two. And it's good that you do have some of the breakdown. It's really interesting. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. So right now we actually see that the network consolidate primarily on Base and Solana. Together, more than 90% of ecosystem are primarily using Base and the Solana chain. I'm not surprised because Base actually is a good community for developer, and Solana is really handling a lot of retail use cases. So that's primary two network we see people are agent are using. And so that's where I think right now I'm super exciting for this compared to traditional payment, 30 cents for each transaction as an initial on Stripe. So that's where AI agent really give you the opportunity to pay 1 cent and also permissionless to access anything without an account. So I expect they will have a significant growth. Make a lot of things in before is impossible. Right now is possible. On the other side, I also see that there are not every activities are organic because um, we see that more like about half of transaction not organic because the team are gaming the leaderboards of for visibility because it's more, maybe a single wallet handle order purchase or something, or they're just testing out. But the key inside here actually for the dollar amount, those fake transaction or wash transaction is pretty small. Real money actually is 53% organic transactions. I see the legitimacy using API and the data. I think this is a typical pattern when the new crypto infra mature from testing to productivity. See if anyone have a question. All right. Um, so given we look at the December data, what I feel biggest opportunity I want to leave you with is X4 to have solved how do agent pay, but it doesn't solve what happened when the payment goes wrong. Stablecoin transaction is not a reversible, right? There's no chargeback, no disputes, no fraud detection. So I expect the opportunity comes with the infra before and after transactions, reputation score, fraud detection, know your agent, identity service, on-chain escrow disputes will be all the opportunity which you think about in traditional payment for AI agent. They need those parts as well. So we call the trust gap. Whoever close those will capture good value. I'll pause again to see people have question about this or not.
No, makes lots of sense.
All right.
If I could just make one comment on the trust gap, so this is part of what we do at Bloxy. We have our own L1 blockchain called Pangea Protocol, and I'll put a link in the chat. And Pangea Protocol does exactly that. It allows for an escrow period to reverse transactions. So it is designed exactly to solve that trust gap problem. So whether it's you send to the wrong address or you buy something that doesn't work, so you can have that dispute resolution period, just like you would get with Visa or MasterCard. So I'll put it in the chat so everyone can check it out. And so this is a payments chain that's really designed for banking and any type of ecosystem that needs KYC that needs to have transparency as to like what's happening because it's connecting into a banking environment. It also solves a problem, which is you can't have public wallet addresses that anyone can see if you're trying to do commerce because you lose competitive advantages if you can see what your competitors are buying and selling and who they're buying and selling from. So to see what's in a wallet address in Pangea protocol, you have to have the key. So the bank holds the key, you hold the key, and anyone who needs to can see in the wallet, see what's in the wallet. So would love to have anyone try Pangea protocol, give it a try, and reach out to me if you want help with it.
Very cool.
That's fantastic. Thank you, Eric, for
Yeah,
sharing that.
yeah,
Definitely our chat.
thanks.
Yeah. So after that, I want also share this some more about the fragment discovery part. The second major opportunity is discovery is completely fragment. There's a 12 active facilitators, Coinbase, CDP, which from Coinbase, Pay AI, and others. The agent on one platform cannot easily discover or use service on the other. So the project that builds the discover and the routing layer will be really helpful. Think like a Google or Yahoo early days for X42 service will aggregate this ecosystem and become the essential infra part. And yeah, um, so that's where I want to zoom out a little bit because X42 is one piece in the large converge in my view because later uh, hardware, robotics, AI, Web3, when they come together, announce the system, transact with each other from data, computer, service perspective, they need a payment rail bill for machines. I think not a human, but this is actually long term price that people if they want to build up. Um, so what I thinking about in the next 12 months, I think that like the transaction quality, the organic ratio should improve. More organic use cases comes and for general the whole ecosystem. I think the average transaction size will stable or decline, means real adoption. Service diversity beyond data and I think people will have really creativity to create more use cases. More important, the trust infra should emerge. So that's how I think about looking forward to see in X42 ecosystem. Pause again to see any questions.
Yep. Vicky, when you were going through the data, what was the biggest surprise in the data that you saw relative to, what you were expecting?
A really good question you asked about what's the big surprise. Originally, I was thinking about the majority should be the wash trading because I think I have limited imagination about what the use case could look like. But actually, I was wrong. Actually, I see that half of the use cases are pretty legit and the transaction are real. So that's making me feel this is more serious than I originally thought.
Do you have any sense of the traffic where it's coming from geographically?
No, because no IP data.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question. Um,
But there are services. Have you looked at any of the services? Like Addressable is one that I'm familiar with that are good at matching up wallets with other data.
I didn't do that part. That's a good call out. Before when we circle, we look at the wallet. Where's the first gas fee was loading, and that's help you to access have a good proxies where's the geo part. I think I can do further analysis for those to understand.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I want to close out with what a BlockRun is doing. So right now we have live like or larger language model allow people to access ChatGPT cloud, Gemini pay as you go, no API key, one line of code. And later we are building the trust layer and the reputation rating for all the service and help to show the index service and verify the transaction and the sponsor time or something to give people a good understanding or where AI agent can use those other agents to bring value. Um, I I want to pause here, given that we're 12:30. Are we like close with time or?
No, there's no our meeting goes till 1.
Oh,
This has
really?
been super
Okay.
interesting. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, then I'll open up for questions.
I've got a few others, but happy to let anybody else go. Who's got any questions? Well, so was there, like you talked about all these services, was there one that kind of had a lot more market share, than the others?
You ask about
Like among the different, right? You talked about more than 700 services.
you ask about if one and more than others.
Yes.
Based on right now. Um, yeah, I think right now the leading one actually, other ones are more like I see that more around uh selling data. I think that's the primary. I see uh give you analysis for a token for the token the activity, the market value, or how the token ownership look like or something like that, because I think it's still a good use case for trading.
Yeah, that seems to be, yeah, AI agents seem to be, yeah, that seems to be the biggest vertical, at least from what I see in my Twitter feed.
Yeah, yeah, because I feel it still be a good use case if people can close loop. They can do like a poly market trading. They can analyze the market and get the news data, then do the bet by themselves, right? Then make money, try to make money by themselves. So that will be something cool in my mind, because you actually can have a closed loop agent to agent payment, agent to bet and make money by itself.
Yeah. And so what are you seeing via, BlockRun itself now that you're running this, AI gateway?
Yeah, I think people are really excited about this, and we have huge traction. We build a community. People just keep joining us, asking more questions. Yeah.
You want to share, because I know you've got a Telegram group. You want to share that for the folks here who are interested in joining the Telegram group?
Yeah, yeah. So if you go to BlockRun AI, that's my x.com. Um, the handle, social handle, we have the Telegram group there with the link. Feel free join and love to connect with you if you have like questions or where we can partner together to work on this.
Okay, let's see. I can drop that in the Zoom chat if anybody wants to go there. This is the Twitter feed.
Yeah, I can send it here.
There, I just posted it.
Thank you.
Cool. Okay, well that was super. Are you gonna give us updates on the data? Is the idea is you'll run it every month and give us an
Yeah,
update?
yeah, that's a good idea. I'll run like a monthly base. I think that this is give people idea how the ecosystem look like, what's the new use case, and what's the ecosystem are emerging. So yeah,
Yeah, terrific. Yeah, maybe that's something that DAIAA can help you market and and get out there.
that's fantastic.
Okay, I'll reach back out about that. Uh, cool. Anybody else have any questions for Vicky before we let her go? Once, twice. Okay, cool. Well, thanks a lot, Vicky. for
Thank
joining
you.
us today. I thought it was super interesting. I know Eric's going to be reaching out as well, and my guess is others as well. So thank you very much for taking the time today.
Thank you for having me.
Cool. So now, and you're certainly, welcome to stick around, but we end the meetings just kind of opening the floor up to anybody who has anything that they want to talk about. If anybody has, any new product they're building, any questions, anything they're seeing that's interesting. Eric, what's going on in San Francisco?
What's going on in San Francisco?
Exactly.
Yeah, we've been dealing with a lot of rain and holidays. Yeah, it's interesting to see what's happening here. One thing that people should be aware of is the House of Web3 is changing its name to just the House. And so it's a little bit sad, a little bit of an end of an era, but I think it is an indication of what's going on. They're seeing here, as in most places, AI has sort of replaced blockchain as sort of the main technology that people are talking about and thinking about. And so they're following that trend. Doesn't mean Web3 is not still an important part of what they do. Edge and Node that runs the Graph blockchain runs the house.
Yeah. And
But
by the way, I mean, for those who don't know, that's like
yeah,
the epic meeting place. That's where we hold
yeah,
Crypto Mondays in
yeah.
San Francisco. And it's spectacularly beautiful location. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Please come check it out if you're ever in town. It is an amazing co-working space and event space, just right on the bay, views of the Golden Gate Bridge. So yeah, I guess that's sort of just an indication of what's happening in San Francisco since you asked. But there is still a huge Web3 community here, people still building, and a lot of the attention is at the intersection of AI and blockchain, no doubt about it.
cool. Thanks, Eric. Robin?
Thanks, Lou. Vicky, I was curious about what you're seeing happening in e-commerce and payments, agent to agent, agents and payments in e-commerce.
Uh, you mean beyond Web3 for traditional e-commerce, that part?
Sorry?
Uh,
For traditional, are you right?
yeah, for
You're talking about
traditional.
like
Yeah,
for
for
Amazon. Is
traditional,
Amazon
correct.
using
For
AI
traditional
agent?
Yeah.
e-commerce, how are you seeing it transitioning from, your usual set of payments and also your agents? What kind of agents are being deployed? How's that payment system working? Is X402 going to be useful in that area, or how's this transition going to take place?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think um, so the requirement for using X42 is first you need to have a wallet, and then so be able to use USDC to be able to make the payment. Um, Given that I think it's still early days for X42 right now, I didn't see any like a lot of the e-commerce part. People are selling stuff, but I think that will be next wave to bring mainstream adoption. I'll expect Circle or like a Stripe will make the first bet to allow those traditional payment to accept USDC as a settlement. That will give people more opportunity to open to this. That's I'm looking forward to see that. But right now, I didn't see that in the data. I think it takes some time because there's still a huge education needed for explaining to the traditional businesses what's the USDC and what's the like wallet stuff. And also the micropayment, I think it take a little bit effort to get into like e-commerce because if they want to like do physical goods, how they ship it, then it will feed more like a bigger payment. Want to say big as let's say $10 above to handle the shipping fee stuff.
Okay, thanks, Roy.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I think I'm unmuted. I just wanted to let everybody know this isn't really totally appropriate for this group, but we created AI agentic consent management tool, and I've demoed it for the group. And over the holidays, my board of directors has decided that we want to put that technology up for sale. So I don't know that anybody here is probably an acquirer of that, but we're trying to put that word out that there is a functional AI privacy consent technology stack that is for sale. They can reach me if they want to know more about that. I'm not going to get into it here, but we're looking for a buyer. That's my message.
Okay, well, thanks, Roy. You want to drop in your contact info in case anybody wants to follow up?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, Eric?
Yeah, just some more questions for Vicky. Within the X402 commerce that you're seeing, I think this is what Robin was getting at, and I've sort of a deeper question to it. It sounds like he was asking, to what extent are we seeing agents doing autonomous transactions, like an agent to agent buying and selling happening? And along those lines, do you see a capability in any of these transactions to have one agent accept the terms and conditions or terms of service from the other agent? So is there any thought put into the extent to which agents have to sign contracts with each other, is what I'm trying to get at.
I think that comes to the coordination layer, right? I think
Yeah.
that's where when that's early the scenario I gave is I would like to see also I'm building that as well is for example if a agent trade in poly market they should consume the news data to in order to get a better edge and also other like data point where they can learn from other agent if the other agent selling some kind of like a well information rather than they do their own. Then
Hmm.
they can get the consensus from those together to make a good bet to make money. That's where I think is will be something coming soon to show those capabilities as agent co-agent, agent make money and coordinate together it by itself to make a profit, like a self-run or something. Do you think that makes sense? Do I get the question right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think that what we're imagining is enabling autonomous agentic commerce as much as possible, right? So to
Yeah.
what extent are agents going to be buying and selling on our behalf with rules and conditions that are, baked into their instructions, so that, if there's a dollar amount up to $10,000 or up to $50,000 that they have permission to buy and sell goods and services up to a budget limit. But oftentimes there's going to be, like within SaaS software negotiations, the last phase of those negotiations is the legal teams come in, their terms and conditions. And we hear a lot about these microtransactions between agents replacing SaaS, right? That we won't need SaaS anymore because everything is going to be microtransactions, whether it's the data or the services or both or some combination of both. So that's really what I'm asking is, to what extent is this stuff happening autonomously, and to the extent that it's not, uh, how is that coordination problem being solved? That when you have to have terms and conditions agreed to, I'm just wondering to what extent you're seeing people working on that coordination problem.
Mm, I would say you should start with a, a crypto native scenario. What I mean is typically comes with trading or poly market betting. Those kind of
Hmm.
scenario fit well.
Hmm.
And the SaaS or the like more $10,000 above, those are heavy negotiation, long
Hmm.
sale process handling by human being.
Hmm.
No one will really give agent a trust to handle $10,000 above those
Hmm. Hmm.
transactions. I
Yeah.
will
So
not.
what? So it's right.
Yeah.
So that's never going to happen on uh these stablecoin automated payment rails. This is just for microtransactions. So if there's going to be any big ticket items, any larger dollar amounts, it's always going to have to be a human in the loop. You don't think there will ever be a point where we want agents autonomously doing any type of transactions of that size.
I think it's about the trust layer, right? I can give a scenario. If my AI agent can bet and make a 10,000 by itself based on
Hmm.
their own bet, then later
Hmm.
they make a 10,000 to do another bet. I'm okay with it. Maybe I didn't watch it because it just goes through.
Hmm.
Then maybe
Hmm.
it lost all the money. Could be a
Yeah.
$10,000 transaction happens, but I don't think I will give a $10,000 allowance at the beginning to allow them.
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
I wouldn't ever give it permission to do betting on Kalshi or Polymarket on my behalf. I'm really thinking of more traditional business use cases like you talked about before, buying Twitter data,
yeah.
Reddit data, buying social data, buying proprietary research data. I mean, that, to what extent will agents be able to vet the other? I mean, because you talk about reputation, right? So I guess my next question is, what goes into your reputation score? Like how did at what point can you trust an agent and two agents trust each other to make these autonomous transactions? I mean, is there a point where, okay, we both have 100 reputation scores, let's go for it?
And I think start with all the price point is all like a 10 cents or 1 cent.
Yeah,
Even that you probably just give a try, right? So then you see the historically they make a 10,000 transaction already and everyone uses it, you will see this as a high reputation. Uh,
yeah.
and people will do like a repeatable purchase. That's where you see will be useful. And that's where right now I expect I'm experimenting if I bet using AI agent to bet on the poly market, what's the winning rate or that's give the performance, how the
Yeah,
judgment look like. Then
yeah, yeah.
all those things add together, you actually have more transparency for those agent performance. And but I don't think it's 10,000 above transaction because that's more traditional
Hmm.
payment range.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, any like, yeah, like once you get over 10 cents, like where does human in the loop have to come in? At what size of transaction? I mean, you make enough 10-cent transactions, microtransactions, and maybe you're spending $1,000 a month with one service provider. Normally there's like limitations of liability and there's like legal stuff that gets involved. And so I'm just wondering to what extent we're going to see that, and where are the thresholds for you know, having some type of contract signing need to take place.
Yeah, I think that this is more new new business because I don't think you should competing with
Yeah,
traditional legal or those kind of like a big purchase because that's more the decision cycle is quite long, at least a week
yeah,
as the decision
yeah,
cycle. But for AI agent, I think about a seconds a settlement on chain, right? So
yeah.
that's give you really quick decision and the transaction cost is significantly lower. And the motivation for agent is just make more money or have the measurement goal because a lot of traditional payment you actually don't see the result in a short period of time. You probably like you make a purchase for a service, then maybe later people can make a judge is good service or not. That's a traditional yield.
Hmm.
The
Hmm.
AI agent just quickly make the purchase. Maybe they should see the result in seconds as well. So that's where I think it's a new scenario should not overlap with the traditional scenarios.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for going into that. It's really interesting to hear about how you're thinking about it and reputation scores because that's an important part of what we do. Is the best place to get a hold of you on just through a DM on Twitter at BC1Beat?
Yeah, yeah, you can find me on Twitter,
Okay.
for sure. And
Okay.
so how I think about it is a new new direction or new add-on is basically not a serve human being anymore because serve human being business is quite crowded. So the new business should serve agent. In order to serve agent, you only need to think about how agent think. You don't need to think about how human think because human
Yeah.
actually is much more human involved. But if you think about how agent think is all about algo and the data, right? If you so the strategy for BlockRun actually is built on GitHub. If we build more things on GitHub, it already like a cloud or like a ChatGPT already see that data and feed into their training data, they will default use us. Yeah, that's our strategy. We don't think about like it's a need to talk to a human many times. You just get the data there, then allow AI agent to learn how to use us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite interesting in my view. It's all experiment.
Yes. Yeah.
I always say the only thing I'm sure of is whatever it turns out to be is different than when anybody thinks it's going to be.
Yeah.
Well, look, this has been terrific. I'll give one last opportunity if anybody has any more questions for Vicky or anything else that they'd like to bring up or
Yeah,
talk about.
I have a question. Vicky, in terms of currency, is this just embedding the dollar now? Is it going to, I mean, look, you're a bit biased because you came out of Circle, but do you think that the dollar, this is just going to cause globalization of the dollar because everything is going to be denominated in dollars? I mean, it already is getting like that with the USDC, USDT. Are people going to use their own currencies, or are there going to be other currencies that are going to be supported from agent to agent payments? Or do you think
Yeah,
it's
you talk about a
going to be
stablecoin. Yeah, I have good thoughts since I was in Circle from 2021. How I view this is stablecoin USDC, USDT were dominant those Asian market. It's like a started with stablecoin as a settlement vehicle. Um, I don't think like a yen or other local currency or stablecoin will play a major role because once Google, I think when you think about Web2 is Google dominated the world, then any new countries don't need to build their own search engine. Like they will not have their Facebook. It's a network effect that comes with the money. In that way, stablecoin comes only USDC, USDT will have those kind of the advantage globally settle with that, and also it's a strong currency for any countries when they want to fight with inflation. It's good to just using USDC as USDT rather than their own local currency. It's pure network effect. Comes to agent, I don't think. I think USDC will be the standard, given that Solana and Coinbase are really pro USDC, given that Coinbase have a partnership with Circle and Solana is the really early adopter for USDC. So right now the agent ecosystem are building primary with USDC, which is really good. By the way, I'm holding a lot of Circle stock, just disclose. So I maybe have a bias, but this is how I think about it.
Okay, thanks, Robin. Anybody else? Going once? Twice? Okay. Well, look, great meeting. Thanks again, Vicky. This was terrific. Look forward to the follow-up and happy Crypto Mondays, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Vicky.